Let's jump right into it. Great leaders know how to sell, and great sales professionals know how to lead. Why am I boldly telling you that? Because there's three qualities that are interchangeably, whether they're leading or they're selling. In order to be effective, in order to be great, you must have these skill sets. And these skill sets, although, some of it may come naturally, all of them can be developed in order to be effective. The reason why it is important that you understand these attributes is because if you are a leader and you do not know how to sell, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to move your team or move the people to a good place. Conversely, if you're a sales professional and don't know how to lead, you're not going to be able to close sales because you need these 3 skills in order to do so. So let me talk to you about what those skills are and how to develop them. All right, skill set number 1, you need to be a good communicator. That does not mean you have to be perfect at communicating. You need to be really effective at communicating. This is why so many leaders and sales professionals, they use stories in order to convey an idea. They want to put their audience in a position where they can visualize what they're saying. This is done by applications. So if I am on a sales call and I am trying to get a person to understand what the course offers, I will use things like, it's like, and then going on a vacation. Why will I use that? Because a person can visualize going on a vacation. So instead of me walking through all the to-dos that will have to happen, I use something they can associate with in order to convey a concept. Leaders do this in a similar fashion. They will say things like, imagine a world where there is no crime. Imagine when you can walk out your door, leave it open, and not have to worry about anybody taking something that is yours. You see the imagery? That is because stories, they sell. And they sell because pictures are really worth 1,000 words. So if you can get someone to visualize what you are really saying and what you mean, that is how you know you're a good communicator, because you'll see it in their eyes, hear it in their response, you'll see it in their body language. They got the concept that you're giving them, okay? So number 2, great leaders, along with great sales reps, they know how to build trust. And this is probably the most difficult thing to do, because both leaders and sales professionals have had a bad reputation. Let's be honest about it. So in order for me to build trust, I have to have the character of a trustworthy person. When I say I have to have the character, that should be part of my character, not something that I'm acting like. It is the reality. The way I do this is by being a woman of my word. And if I mess up, I just own it. That builds trust. You are able to rely on me as a leader or as a sales professional. Another thing you can do as a leader or a sales professional is let people know where you're going. Where are you going in this conversation? Where are you going as far as the business? Where are you going as far as the household objectives? Leaders are able to cast a vision so people understand here's the end game, okay? And your ability to show that your word matches your action builds confidence, builds trust. Nothing worse than a person that is not a person of integrity, a person of character, a person that you can rely on. That is building trust, and it's in the small things. Because if you cannot be honorable or consistent or reliable in the small things, chances are you can't do it in the bigger things. Why? Because it's about your character. So when I say the characteristic of being trustworthy, it is we do our darndest to be consistent so you can rely on me. One of the things I love is, and whether I'm talking to my team or on the phone with the client, I love to be able to point out what I can't do. And what I can't do, I tell people I just can't do that. But what I can do, oh yeah, I'm going to highlight that. What I found is that people like to understand both. They like to understand what you can't do and what you can do. Why? Because then you build trust. They know what to expect. So the more that you're able to do this, the better the leader you are and the better sales professional. All right? And last but not least, these are people who are able to motivate others to achieve a goal. Both a sales professional and a leader, they don't think about themselves only. They have to think about other people. Why? It's because it's the person that needs to achieve the goal. Listen, in sales, I know most sales professionals have this reputation that we think about ourselves. It's not true. Really good salespeople are really thinking about the person who they are talking to. That's why we're like, hey, what are you trying to achieve? How long have you been going through this? What do you think the solution is? The reason why we're asking that question is because we're listening to see how can we help? Where do we fit in helping you achieve the goal? The focus is on the client. Good leaders do the same thing. Good leaders understand, here's the goal that we're trying to achieve. What's in it for my team? How do I align the goal to what my team cares about, to what the crowd cares about, to what the audience cares about? And the more I'm able to do that, the better I am able to motivate to act. That's it. I want them to just not hear me, but I want them to act. So I'm big on telling people the why. Why behind the what? If I'm asking for something, that's the what. I'm going to tell them why. Because not only does it build trust, but it gives people an understanding of, oh, this is why you're doing what you're doing. Make sense? So if you're really struggling in being a leader over a team, over a company, over your family, I want you to look at your sales skills. Are you a good communicator? Have you done the work to build trust? And have you aligned the goal to what's important to the people you're leading? Same for sales reps. If you are struggling to close, I want you to really evaluate your leadership skills. Have you communicated with that person what's in it for them? Also, have you communicated to that person what the end game is? Have you communicated to that person the why behind all the what you're talking about? Communication, trust, and motivation. That's it. And if you want to be a good leader, you're going to have to learn how to sell. And if you want to be a good salesperson, you must lead. All right? If this was helpful to you, give me some feedback. Like, share, put a comment, and be sure to stay tuned for the next episode. Until then, bye.